Hello, my name is First Lieutenant Michael Hardy. I am a 16th Air Force's Cyber Public Affairs Officer. Thank you for joining us today. We have a great lineup of organizations here to speak with you this afternoon, but before we get started, I would like to share with you a little about 16th Air Force. Headquartered at Joint Base San Antonio, Texas, the 16th Air Force is the first of its kind numbered Air Force and home of information warfare airmen. The NAF integrates multi-source intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, cyber warfare, electronic warfare, and information operations capabilities across the conflict continuum to ensure that our Air Force is fast, lethal, and fully integrated in both competition and in war. Our elite force makes up nearly 10% of the Air Force, with more than 48,000 members across 128 locations globally. Today, we have members from our civilian acquisitions teams, Air Force Recruiting Service, and airmen from our 67th and 688th Cyberspace Wings to talk with you about exciting opportunities to join our team, learn about our mission, and meet some of our airmen who make it happen. At this time, I would like to turn it over to our Air Force Personnel Center team members.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard Castro. I am with the Air Force Civilian Services, Communications and Information Technology, or Cyber Career Field.
I'm Brian Biatrick. I'm with the S&E Career Field team.
Hi, I'm Carl Parker. I'm with the Scientist and Engineer Career Field team as well.
Hello, I'm Jessica Bartley. I'm an Air Force Civilian Service recruiter.
Can we bring up the slides, please? Well, my name is Richard Castro. I am with the Communications and Information Career Field. In the Air Force, we have several career fields, so I will speak specifically to the cyber career field and cyber workforce that we have. Next slide, please. 3 ways to get into the Air Force civilian service are through our internship programs. We have the Pathways and Premier College Intern Program, PCIP, which are designed for current college students who are attaining a bachelor's or master's degree. We also have the Recent Graduate Program, which is for students who are about to receive their degree or have received a bachelor's or master's degree within the previous 2 years. All 3 of these programs do have a requirement for a 2.95 GPA and a degree in the correct related career field, in our case, STEM or cyber careers. Next slide, please. So again, the eligibility is a STEM or bachelor's degree. You must be able to attain a security clearance, have a 2.95 GPA, and be a U.S. citizen. Some of the benefits that come with the Palace Acquire program or the Recent Graduate Program is student loan repayments up to $30,000, a recruitment bonus ranging from $24,000 to $56,000, relocation incentives to assist you with moving if you live more than 50 miles from the organization, tuition assistance for 100% towards a first master's degree, as well as leadership and technical training. Next slide. Some of the positions available within the cyber career fields are computer scientists, computer engineers, electronic engineers, data scientists or data analysts, as well as information technology specialist. Next slide. Within the information technology specialist, we do have several parentheticals, different avenues that a cyber or information technology specialist can pursue. We've got policy and planning, we have architecture, enterprise architecture, as well as security or information security, applications and softwares, internet design, operating systems analysis, standard systems administration, data management, network services, as well as the help desk or customer support. Next slide. I'll turn over to our S&E to discuss their various programs.
Hey, I'm Carl Parker from the S&E Career Field team. Again, I've spent most of my career as an ops research analyst, so I apply mathematical principles to various aspects of warfare. A lot of my background is in precision-guided munitions and munition effects, so I've gotten paid to blow things up and figure out how to blow up other stuff. It's pretty doggone cool. And speaking of cool, every single program you've ever seen the Air Force do on TV or movies has a heavy scientist and engineer footprint in it. And that's why we're a large career field. We have over 18,000 people in our career field, and we have over 50 occupational series, and that's some of the different kinds of engineers and scientists that work for us. So many different things that you can do in the career field. And I'm going to turn it over to Brian, who actually entered the program as an intern years ago and is now on the career field team with me. He's an engineer, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about programs.
Okay, I'm Brian Broderick. So yes, as Carl mentioned, I did start as an intern. I'm actually part of the SCEP program, which is now Pathways. And then I went from that to become a PAC, which was really interesting because for the S&E side of becoming a PAC, you actually, the second year, you get to go to grad school full time, which is really interesting. So your job is to go to school full time while getting paid, which is pretty sweet, I would argue. And then I got outplaced locally to where I was working, and then kind of just did different things, which is really neat. In the Air Force, you kind of make it what you want to do to a certain extent. You're in control of your own path. So I mean, I started working with different cyber systems. From there, I went to like supply chain items, and now I'm at AFPC, which is pretty interesting, right? So now, but the cool thing about this is now I can take what I learned from AFPC and take it back out to the field and help support people like, people coming into the Air Force. So it's really interesting. I'm really excited. I'm glad to be here. Welcome for any questions, anything may come up. Anything else? So I can pass it over to our next AFPC rep.
Well, I'm actually a recruiter for the Air Force Civilian Service, and though we offer many, many, many jobs, how do you apply for these positions? We have recruiters across the entire U.S., different bases, different organizations, locally here in San Antonio, who post positions consistently looking for the best talent. Where can you find these positions? Most of the positions will be on USA Jobs. However, we are now posting positions on LinkedIn. The ones on LinkedIn, except for one minor exception, are not on USA Jobs. I'll say that again because everybody's like, oh, they're not the same jobs. No, they're not. There's just different recruiting authorities that allow us to post jobs on LinkedIn, which we can now spread throughout different social media sites. We can research, we can go into profiles on LinkedIn and find that talent that we need. So if you look on LinkedIn, you're going to find a ton more positions, mostly in the cyber engineering STEM programs and also in other different career fields. One of the things you want to make sure when you do apply for positions, and I'm going to foot stomp this, read the announcement carefully. There is not a one-fit-all resume. There is not a one-fit-all resume. You have to read the announcement. That is your checklist to modify your resume. You either need to make sure that you're capturing everything it says. If it talks about networking 3 times, you probably need to make sure your resume discusses networking. Also, make sure you provide us all your documentation. If it says transcripts are required, I recommend you add all your transcripts. Even though you're applying with a master's, I would put your bachelor's also in there. So just a note. We also have a resume writing link. It's going to be on the airforceciviliancareers.com. Look up resume writing, and it'll give you ways to write federal resumes. There's not a maximum length for federal resumes. If you need 3 to 4 pages to capture all your experience, please do so, because we're going to hire you based on your experience, not some, the more you put in there, the better off you are. And that resume writing link that, if you need to, you can always reach me on LinkedIn, Jessica Bartley. Don't put your face picture on there. That is one of the examples it gives you what not to do. If you have your picture on your resume, we cannot consider you. And it also has we don't want to see your age or your race. You don't want to have any issues going on with your resume because everyone's going to have one resume all equal. So again, if you have more questions, I'd be more than happy to ask. Like after the event, if you're still like, oh, I should have asked that question, you can reach me with Jessica Bartley on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to help research anything. I'll be happy to look at your resume. I won't write it for you, but I will help you with any modifications to make sure you can be at least noticed. So there's a difference between shimmering and shining in a resume. So that is all the information I'm going to provide today, and if there's questions later, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Anything else?
Want to say one name? Hi, I'm Christina Whitfield.
I'm Richard Thames.
And my name is Ademola Bodri. We are from Level Up Codeworks here in San Antonio. We are looking for talents around the area of DevOps. If you deal with cloud native technologies, you are building platforms that applications can ride on top of. If you care about authorizing applications in a way that makes it easy for applications to always move quickly from the left to the right, so that capabilities that are actually needed get into the hands of the warfighter as fast as possible. You are the kind of person we are looking for. We do a lot of cool things. I am an electronics engineer. I started as a mechanical engineer, have my master's in industrial engineering, now electronics engineer, and responsible for just thinking of how things fit within the overall system, if you will. If things you care about is related to cybersecurity, we have a space for you. If you care about engaging with the operator to find out their requirements and decomposing to make sure that developers get exactly what the operator wanted, and to be able to translate that to the operations team so that the gap is closer as much as possible every day. If those kind of things get you excited, you are the one we are definitely looking for. And there is always space to grow, different areas of the organization. So I'll let my colleague Richard tell you a little bit more about what he does.
Yeah, so I just want to emphasize it's a great place to work. We're actually, there in the tech district, and it's awesome. So we can, just go for a walk and see the Alamo, or go down to Geekdom and Legacy Park right there. It's really neat. And just the people that we work with, they're really smart, and they let us permeate our ideas upward. So we get to chime in and have ideas for new things or whatever, and push them upward. And our leadership really takes to that and lets us express ourselves. It's just really neat being downtown, and it's great seeing everything come back in the tech district. And events like this, looking forward to do them in person again.
All right, hi, I'm Christina. I work with the talent side. So if you are looking to work downtown and get connected with Level Up, make sure you follow us on LinkedIn. We post any of our job announcements that we have. We're always looking for software developers, engineers, computer scientists. If you have a background in the computers, cybersecurity, like Ade said. If you're a program manager, if you are proficient in DevSecOps, if you want to know more about DevSecOps, if you're agile, those are the type of people that we love to have join our organization. And so if you are looking to do that, make sure you connect with us or follow us on LinkedIn. We are trying to be as active as possible on it. And we look forward to connecting and expanding our software factory.
Hey guys, so I'm Sergeant Dean. I got Sergeant Muniz and Aaron Fiedler with me, and we're going to be talking about Air Force opportunities in the cyber, STEM, and Intel realms. So Sergeant Muniz, do you want to kick us off and tell us a little bit about yourself and what opportunities we have in the Air Force?
Sure, thanks, Dean. So my name is Sergeant Muniz. I am an Air Force recruiter. We are also your Space Force recruiters for San Antonio. We are here because we want to tell you about some of the cyber opportunities that we have. Anywhere from STEM programs to cyber fields, computer programming, things like that. Obviously, they would all roll into the, your benefits that the Air Force will give you great opportunities. We also have a lot of the Intel world. Not only that, with your cyber world, depending on what certifications you have, you will also get bonuses with the Air Force along with the plethora of benefits that comes with it. But aside from cyber, we also have Intel. What can you tell us about that, Sergeant Dean?
Yeah, so just a little brief background on me. So I am a recruiter here in San Antonio, Texas. But before that, I was intelligence. And so with that, I was able to work with a plethora of different three-letter organizations here in San Antonio, but they also have different places within the United States and abroad. And I was able to do really a lot of different cool things, from analyzing different signals to managing different mission assets. And we have like I said, a plethora of different intelligence opportunities, whether it's from communication equipment to electronic equipment to verging into ethical light hacking. And then we also have a lot of cool cyber stuff going on. So Aaron Fiedler is actually a cyber airman here in San Antonio. And what's a day in life? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so my name's Thomas Fiedler. I'm a senior airman in the Air Force. I work under the 688th Cyberspace Wing. My unit specifically is the AFN Mission Assurance Center. What the 688th is solely responsible for is building, securing, and operating the AFNet as a whole, which is the Air Force network. So every single user, every single computer spread across 122 bases all over the world, 600,000 at a time, they're all connected to our network. So what my unit does specifically, in my experience, we are more of the managerial side of things. So we are more the tactical commanding and controlling of all the operations and all the tasks throughout the cyber career field. So we have mission partners spread all over the U.S. We have a unit stationed out in Hawaii to handle all the bases overseas in Asia. And then we have another one out in Germany to handle everything out in Europe. So I speak with them on a day-to-day basis and just pass out orders to them, and they make sure that the mission stays online. And a big part of a big operation that I was a part of personally, for example, when COVID hit, every single user in the Air Force they had to work from home remotely because we weren't surging forces due to the pandemic. So we were responsible for pushing out the operation that established all these different VPNs and supported hundreds of thousands of users being able to remotely connect from home and still be able to get the job done for the Air Force mission. So it's really exciting stuff. And being here as a first-term airman, being on a scope that's this high, on a level that's this serious, is unreal. It's one of the best experiences of my life, and I've learned more than I ever did growing up trying to learn about cyber on my own time. So it's a great opportunity and probably one of the best things I've done to progress my education.
Man, that is so awesome. Here, and let me ask you this, right? A lot of people think when they think about cyber, or Intel, or STEM, especially when it comes to the military, they think, oh, I maybe have to get a degree or different certificates. Did you have actual training for cyber before you came to the Air Force?
That's a good question. So I not official. I was going to college for a little bit, right? But college is very expensive, and that's something that the Air Force offers. They offers me like my leadership throughout my career. They try to progress my future. They offering me cyber certs. They're offering. I mean, the college is covered under the GI Bill, and so my leadership is really good about trying to help progress and shape me as just a better man in general by offering me these opportunities to get cyber certificates all throughout. You know what I mean? So they're really trying to set me up for the outside as well, or for the inside if I continue to stay in this career field.
No, that's so awesome. And just like Aaron Fiedler said, is if you're interested in the Air Force and especially in these career fields, you don't need to be trained in them. When I joined the Air Force, I was straight out of high school. I didn't know what intelligence was. I thought I was going to be a spy. But instead, I'm working with signals and trying to disseminate and dissect them. But that was all taught to me through the Air Force. And so don't think that you have to have a background in these fields in order to apply for these programs as far as enlistment is concerned. And with that, I believe that we have a slide to show you all the different recruiters in the greater San Antonio area. So if you're on here, go ahead and just take a screenshot of that for me so that you have our contact information.
So last minute, don't forget airforce.com or also spaceforce.mil. You can definitely get a bunch of information on there. That'll tell you about locations. It'll tell you about career fields. It'll tell you what can the Air Force and the Space Force can offer, and what it is that you're looking for to see if it's your best, interest to go into, for sure.
Do you have anything to add?
Don't take my experience alone as your entire impression of the cyber career field. Like I said, we have mission partners all over the world, and we have a lot of enterprise technicians that push patches, that do actual troubleshooting. Not every job is as managerial as mine. If you really want to get hands-on into programming, penetration testing, anything in that area, if you want to get more technical, there are units all over the world for the Air Force that offer that.
Yeah, 100%. Well, if there are any questions, please leave it in the chat or reach out to your local recruiter. And if you didn't get a chance to screenshot that, just go to airforce.com, fill in your information, and a recruiter will be with you. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Coates.
Hello, I'm First Lieutenant Sean Ross.
And I'm Kat McKinney.
We're just going to tell a little bit about ourselves and our career journeys and how we support the 67th Cyber Wing. So as I said, my name is Jasmine Coates. I am the Deputy Flight Corrector for the Intelligence Flight of the 91st Cyberspace Information Squadron. My intelligence career and my Air Force career started with a tradition of family service in the military. I first enlisted in the Air Force in 2010, and after basic military training and tech school, I was stationed here in San Antonio at the 35th Intelligence Squadron. During my enlistment, I specialized in target development and served as an initial access operator. After completing my active duty service commitment, I worked as an intelligence contractor before transitioning to civilian service. As a proud member of the 67th Cyber Wing, I am able to use my breadth of experience and my education to support the culture of innovation and cyber operations. The intelligence analysts in my organization are forward-leaning problem solvers, using their knowledge and skills to support tactical operations across the globe. Thank you for listening, and next I'll kick it to Captain McKinney.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Kat McKinney. One of the great things about cyber and STEM is that we all have completely different experiences. So I am a military brat. I claim Montana as home. I went to college with University in Spokane, Washington, degrees in math and computer science. I'm actually a late bloomer to the computer science. Didn't declare my computer science major till my sophomore year of college. And that was really because I loved the professors. And then by my senior year of college, I have talked to the recruiter, I'm ready to join the Air Force, and computer science is so much better than math. So really glad I went that route. And then coming into Air Force as a 17 Sierra, which is cyber ops, I got a once-in-a-lifetime experience outside of our initial training to go to the Joint Communications Unit out of Fort Bragg. The experience that I got doing cyber support for them was really incredible and really speaks to the difference in experiences that we can all have in the same realm, even in the same career field shred out, as specific as 17 Sierra Alpha, which is my specific shred. And then coming here, I don't know cybercom, so I took a little bit to figure that out, but now I have a couple different hats, including I'm an Intel Flight Commander, so bringing Intel and cyber together. We also bring DevOps together with cyber and Intel. It's really cool. I don't know much about that. If you want to talk about Intel or cyber, I'm here for you. But I'm also a planner, so have a lot of different exposure, and that's really, that and the airmen is really why I love this job and why I keep doing it. So with that, I'll hand it over to Lieutenant Ross.
Thank you, Kat McKinney. You mentioned you're a late bloomer, and I can really empathize with that one. I'm actually a mechanical engineer. Was supposed to go on to be kind of like Goose in Top Gun, the guy in the back seat of the airplane, but I got disqualified for that, and they put me in cyber about 2 weeks before I commissioned. So I never thought I'd be anywhere like this, and I've spent my entire career just trying to find my niche, and there's so many to find, just like these ladies have showed us already. I've had an amazing time in cyber so far. It was a little slow start getting through UCT, but they'll teach you everything you need to know. Again, I had no background in cyber at all, but I am a nerd, and that will carry you far in cyber. So just stay passionate and stay interested, and you can be successful in cyber in the Air Force. I guarantee it. I've gone from a mechanical engineer with one coding class in college to where I am now. My job includes operating, maintaining, and defending, just like the gentleman before we're speaking about. We do that in my unit with my teams every single day. I get to work with developers, defenders, maintainers. I spend most of my time on my feet, just going from office to office, making sure we're all in communication, making sure we're getting better and sharper every day to bring the good fight, and it's awesome. So if you want a good learning opportunity, cyber in the Air Force is the way to go.
Heck yeah. What kind of certifications do you have?
So far, I have Sec Plus, which is something you're going to get through UCT. Most cyber officers and enlisted will get Sec Plus as part of kind of their standard education. I had the luck to sneak into a CCNA course, though I didn't have the opportunity to get the certification. It was still a great learning experience. When the pandemic hit, I had a really good commander who said, hey, let's take all these training funds we can't use right now, and he put me through 2 SANS courses, which was amazing. So now I'm certified in Python programming, and I'm certified in defending and hardening Unix operating systems. And that's all for now, but planning on more in the future.
that was one thing in college. I always thought that, after college I'll be done with training. After college I'll be ready to go. That's not true. Just be prepared to always learn and always do new training and always do new certificates. Just keep pushing it, and that's really that's what we want. That's what everyone wants. Is to learn. Then the Air Force will pay for it. Join the Air Force.
Do we have time for more questions? Yeah? Okay. I was just going to say, how often do you guys feel like you are the dumbest person in your unit?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. You'll find the craziest, randomest questions come up, and it just stumps you. And I love those because then I know where to work, where I need to learn, and where I need to go. Go home and Google or don't Google, depending on what it is. So yeah, always. There are some things that you might be the smartest on this very one individual, small, tiny niche, and then everything else you just be prepared to be among greatness.
Yeah. You feel the same?
I do.
And you work at Intel.
I do. I work in Intel. I'm actually pursuing a degree in sociology, so not cyber at all, but I am passionate about supporting the warfighter and working with my airmen. Feeling like the dumbest person in the room, as an initial access operator, I had no cyber experience, no certs, but I received great training through the Air Force and great OJT, and I was able to excel. So as long as you're open to new experiences and to learning, this is a good place to be.
And the perspective of having different career fields definitely come together. I mean, that's why the buzzword in the Air Force is convergence. Bring it all together. Bring Intel, bring Dev, bring Ops all together. Because that's where magic happens. All right, if anyone has questions, shoot it in the chat. We have a great public affairs group of people here who'll get back to you. And thank you for dialing in or watching after the fact. We really appreciate it. And thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you. Go Air Force Cyber.